Episode of Mutual Friends Podcast. If you're watching on video, you're like, Sarah, where are you? If you're listening to audio, you might be like, Sarah, this kind of sounds a little weird or a little different. We're taking pod on the go. If you've been following on my socials, you know that I've been everywhere. Currently in Asheville, North Carolina. And yeah, whatever happens, pod must go on. So we're doing our Halloween podcast episode. As much as I wanted to have this be like a full in-studio, like dress-up experience, that just wasn't going to happen. Not with everything, not with all my traveling, honestly. So you're in the hotel room with me. We've got my mini mic, and we are filming on my phone. It actually, like, looks pretty good. And with all of the camera issues that I've had lately, you might be like, Sarah, this is the best quality that we've seen. And I'll be like, all right, sweet. That's a lot of money down the drain. P.S. If you have any production experience or know how to set up a podcast production studio, please let me know, because everything keeps breaking. Anyway, we've got Celsius in hand. And yeah, I'm very excited for this episode. I didn't want to do just a plain like scary stories episode. So what I did is I did a little research, and what I thought would be a fun idea is going over real, true life, sort of true crime-esque or like unsolved things around the US, like unsolved horror stories or like weird mysteries that I thought would be very, very fun. I don't think that this is going to be anything like, if you are a super scaredy cat person like myself, this isn't going to be one of those. If you are like love to be scared, I don't think this is going to be like intriguing, interesting, kind of spooky, but we're not going into anything crazy. I don't like listening to the podcast and then feeling that I'm personally in danger. Not my cup of tea. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I feel like I should give you guys a little bit of a catch up of what's been going on. Last week I was in New York, and you're like, didn't you go to New York just right before that? Yes, I did. I had 2 New York trips within 1 week of each other. Super fun. Honestly, highly recommend. I love going to the city. This past trip was because I was speaking on a panel at the TikTok headquarters, it was such a cool office, and they are just an awesome team. I was there with the Benefit Cosmetics team and then the Ordinary team. It was a 2-day event. I was the panelist on the second day. I did not know that, so I actually ended up going to the first day event like in my panel outfit, and then I thought that I was speaking that day and I wasn't. That was such a Sarah move. Yeah, and I didn't even know I needed to go on the second day, so I had my flight like Thursday morning, and I was speaking Thursday at 1. Questions. Same. So, yeah, I had to move my flight. It was like a whole thing, and then I had, spoke again. It was awesome. Got home at midnight. Then we got up early. Yesterday was Friday morning, and drove to Asheville, and we were supposed to leave early so that we could get here in time to get to the 2 p.m. rehearsal. But then the night before, at like 11 p.m., right before Joseph picked me up, the groom texted him and was like, hey, their names are Max and Kenna. I'm so excited. I'm literally going to their wedding in just a couple hours. But they're like, hey, the veil isn't at our house yet. It was supposed to be delivered today. It wasn't. It's getting delivered tomorrow, which at that point was Friday. Can you stay and wait and go to our house and get the veil, because we live close to them? And we were like, absolutely. So we ended up, he was like, it's totally okay, you'll miss the rehearsal, it'll be a little later, the rehearsal dinner. So we ended up like tracking this DHL package, and then as soon as it got to their house, Joseph went and picked it up, got me, and then we got on the road. Yeah, I have a Celsius in hand. Okay, right now, I don't have, no, that's not true. I almost said I don't have travel booked. We do. We're going to Puerto Rico in a couple weeks for our first year anniversary. We pushed that trip off. Our first year anniversary was in September. And then Tuesday, Sarah Walsh, your fave other co-host, that's on the podcast frequently, she is coming to visit, so expect a bunch of episodes with Sarah, and she's probably going to be on my socials and all that kind of stuff. You know how it goes when she's in town. So Sarah comes to Puerto Rico, and then we get back from Puerto Rico a couple days later. We leave for Thanksgiving. Do I know the next time my head will, like, I'll be able to have, like, time to lay my head in my own bed for more than one night? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the thing is, I love it. Like, I love this type of lifestyle. I love being busy. And I don't know, I feel like October, November, December, I'm always prepared for things to kind of be insane, especially with the holidays. So anyway, how are you? How are you guys doing? What's happening? What's going on? I'd like to keep you very, very updated. I'm trying to think of anything else that I want to tell you. Oh, costumes. So literally last night, let's talk Halloween costumes. I'm such a proponent for being a slut on Halloween. So I feel like very passionate about empowering girlies to have hoe Halloween. I think it's very important to be a hoe. And this year, so at the rehearsal dinner last night, it was a costume party, which was so fun. We were Milo and Kita from Atlantis. And if you like, I want you to maybe, it might take a Google search, but you will be pulling this memory out of the back of your brain. It was such a good costume. Loved it. I had to get ready really, really fast though. And like, it was kind of a cheap costume, so I didn't feel like super hot. I also didn't want to go like, full slut for a rehearsal dinner, obviously, but everybody's costumes, like people went out. It was so great. And then we're going out again Tuesday because obviously we're not home. So usually Halloween weekend, we're going out to bars, like we'll have a party, whatever. But with the wedding, we're not going out. So we're going to go out on Tuesday of Halloween. And then I have a Barbie costume for that because once again, that is my duty as a fellow woman, is to be Barbie. So I'm being Cowgirl Barbie. Very excited. So that'll be very, very fun. But yeah, I'm not going really full slut this year, which is a little bit sad. I'm going to be doing a roundup of all my costumes. I went and did a little scroll of the costumes that I've had in the past. And some of them, like, I actually really love costuming for Halloween. Some of them I was like, okay, we could have done better. Last year's Woody costume, I think, was actually really, really good. And then I'm not going to go to my TikTok. It'll already be up by the time you listen to this. Go to my TikTok and go to the roundup. I'm saving the best for last. And that particular year was the year I had zero chill and refused to find any. So, yeah. I hope you had, at this point, this is coming out Monday, I hope you had a fabulous Halloween weekend. I hope that you're nursing some sort of hangover, whether that be a physical one or emotional one, of fun. Yeah, okay, let's get into it. Of course, group chat first. As always, let's get into the group chat. All right, since we are phone filming today, I have the computer in front of me. All of the stories today are from popculture.com, specifically their Instagram. And yeah, let's jump right in. I think some of these are going to be a little feather ruffling. So let's go in. First one, Kourtney Kardashian dressed up as Kim Kardashian's 2013 Met Gala look when Kim was pregnant. And now, of course, Kourtney is pregnant. I find this hysterical. This was such a good, like, pop culture move. The "you stole my wedding country and now my Met Gala look," like, type of thing. That was the caption. I got married in Italy. You got, like, that whole, she should have done, or I don't know if she has done one, but she should do that sound of Kim, like, that, yeah, whatever, that sound of, like, Kourtney copying Kim. I think this was hysterical. I still have not watched this season, but I know, like, from what I understand is that we don't have a resolution to their fight. I don't know if these two are ever going to be. Here's the thing. I'm kind of like, is this a real narrative, or is this something that, like, they put on for the bit? If you follow Nogan, the marketing company that I work for, if you follow, you know that we have a segment, or like a show that we do called Keeping Up with Coworkers. It surrounds, like, its main characters of myself and then my coworker Chris, and, like, we have this bit that we do of, like, hating each other because it's fun. That's a little bit different because it's a spoof, but, like, I'm like, is this something where it, like, started as something small, but then they expand it just for something to be a bit, to be a storyline? Either way, I find it entertaining, so I really don't care. I think that this was such a good move, and honestly, she looks stunning. So big on that. Next story. This is where I think I'm going to ruffle some feathers. Kurt Cobain's daughter, Frances, first of all, her name is Frances Bean. That is phenomenal. Frances Bean Cobain marries Tony Hawk's son, Riley Hawk. I understand that this is big news for people. I am not one of those people. My mom, we were on the phone and she goes, "Did you see this?" I was like, "Yeah," and I couldn't tell you who those people were. Like, I know who Tony Hawk is. Didn't know Tony Hawk had children. I probably could have guessed, but she was like, "You don't know who Kurt Cobain is?" I was like, "No." I look him up, still don't know who that is. I know, it's one of those things where I know the name, but this is, and I'm so sorry, you might be screaming at the phone right now. I sincerely apologize. This is just so not my arena. Somebody commented, "Match made in 90s grunge heaven," and then somebody else commented, here, I'll give these names. Trace in Theory said, "Match made in 90s grunge heaven," and then Cooks with Clonopin, that's a name. "I feel like if Gen X arranged a marriage between two royal Gen X bloodlines, this would be the exact outcome." Which got me thinking. So I am 1997, which some people, like, I think, like, Zillennials is, like, a safe place to put us. I think I, myself, like, lean more to Gen Z. But for the Zillennials, who would understand, like, the Atlantis 2001 reference, who would be our royal bloodlines that would, like, what would this version for us be? Because this is a little past me, I think, but I can so appreciate that that the Gen X people are having fun, and probably older millennials are having fun with this marriage. Happy for them. I love the 90s grunge thing. It's just, I have no idea why this is important, but it's a big story. So, last one. This got me. Meryl Streep reveals she's been separated from her husband for 6 years. What did Jada do? Jada Smith, like, are we all just revealing that we've been not with our partners for years? As if that applies to me. I don't understand what this means. Like, when you say, like, I had to read this 3 times. Meryl Streep and husband Don Gummer, okay, quietly separated after 45 years of marriage 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, they ended their 45-year marriage. Huh? I mean, I guess I understand keeping it under wraps, but for that long, and, like, at this point, this was 6 years ago. I'm so confused. The comments, literally. One commented, Pauline GLLN says she's been living with Jada all this time. I'm screaming. Like, there's, like, some, like, trend that's going around of, like, these celebrities, you know, saying that they separated with their... I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know Meryl Streep was married. I could have, again, assumed that, but I did not know that. Who is this? Is this guy... Who is Don Gummer? Is he a normie, or is he... Oh, he's a sculptor. Oh, that's so cute, though. Wait, and they have 4 children? Oh, how do I know nothing about nobody? Let me see their children. Oh, cute. Aw, see, they're a cute family. 4 children, Henry, Mamie, Grace, and Louisa. Okay, what? So cute. And he's a sculptor. Why is it so cute that Meryl Streep was married to a sculptor for that many years? Oh, now I'm sad. This meant nothing to me as of 2.5 minutes ago, and now I'm invested in Meryl and her sculptor. What the heck? Anyways, okay. But yeah, who's next? Who also we didn't know has been not with their partner for like a million gazillion years. Who's next? I don't know. So those are the stories. Not much going on. I'm assuming that we'll have more after the Halloween weekend, honestly. But with that, let's get into these horror stories. All right, so this one first. So this comes from a fabulous article by Esquire.com. Again, always credit where credit is due. This is called the Axe Murder House. The Vasilla Axe Murder House in Vasilla, Iowa is a well-known tourist attraction for ghost hunters and horror lovers alike. I have a content creator friend here who has a ghost hunters podcast, and they like go and like go into these places. I cannot imagine, and I'm probably going to ask her to take me purely just I don't know why, but I feel like this is something I want to understand, like why would you do that? So the site of a gruesome unsolved 1912 murder. Also, I think all cool murders happened before the 1940s. Not that murders are cool, but you know what I mean. I don't know why I find a murder cooler like 1940 and before, because it just feels like so far away and like such a weird time. I don't know. Okay. In which 6 children and 2 adults had their skulls completely crushed by an axe of an unknown perpetrator, was purchased. Oh, so the site was purchased in 1994, restored to its 1912 condition, and converted into a tourist destination. So some sicko said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy this and then, recreate the scene of the murder? Confused. It costs $428 a night to stay at the old haunted home, where visitors always report strange paranormal experiences, such as visions of a man with an axe roaming the halls or faint screams of children. You know what? It's funny because I actually read, quite a few of these stories before, and reading them in my head while Joseph was next to me was a different experience than reading them out loud in a hotel room by myself in a hotel that is making noises. Okay. But I don't think this is going to be super bad. Okay. All right, the story continues. But in November 2014, the haunting took a darker turn. Robert Stephen Larson Jr., that's a name, 37, of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, was on a regular recreational paranormal visit. That's just a regular recreational paranormal visit, because that's what we do, when horror struck. His companions found him stabbed in the chest, an apparently self-inflicted wound, called 911, and Larson was brought to a nearby hospital before being helicoptered to Creighton University Medical Center in Omaha. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office said Larson suffered the self-inflicted injury at about 12:45 a.m., which is around the same time the 1912 axe murders in this house began. Whoa. Larson recovered from his injuries. Okay, he did not die, but has never spoken publicly about what occurred that day. For Martha Lynn, the owner of the home, the incident was very upsetting. Quote, it's publicity, but it's not exactly the kind of publicity you desire to have. I don't want people thinking that when they come to the Vasila Axe Murder House, it's called the Vasila Axe Murder House, ma'am. Okay. Something's going to happen that's going to make them do something like that. The house remains open for tourist visits and overnight stays today. Honestly, it was probably good for, after, a while, it was probably good for the house. I'm so glad that he didn't die. It's that he has never spoken publicly about what occurred. How are you just not going to say anything? And the way, I guess, it's an apparently self-inflicted wound. But, nothing here says that, he had mental health issues, that he went to this house in order to do that. What scares me the most is that he wouldn't talk about it. Okay. Next, the haunted doll. Amazing. Oh, I thought this was interesting. This is not your regular haunted doll story, okay? So, when you think of haunted dolls, it's likely the creepy old Victorian-looking porcelain kind that springs to mind, none of which you probably have laying around. Still, don't get too comfortable around any kids' toys too soon, though. A Disney's Frozen Elsa doll that was gifted for Christmas in 2013 in the Houston area made headlines earlier this year when it seemingly became haunted. The doll recited phrases from the movie Frozen and sang "Let It Go" when a button on its necklace was pressed. We all know the doll. For 2 years, it did that in English, Mother Emily Madonia said, and in 2015, it started doing it alternating between Spanish and English, okay? She's multilingual, love it. There wasn't a button that changed these, it was just random. The family has owned the doll for more than 6 years and never changed its batteries. The mother says the doll would randomly begin to speak and sing even when its switch turned off. The family decided to throw the creepy doll out in December of 2019. Weeks later, they found it inside a bench in their living room. The kids insisted they didn't put it there, and I believed them because they wouldn't have dug through the garbage outside, Madonia told KPRC2 Houston News. At that point, Elsa ceased to sing the English rendition of Let It Go altogether, speaking only Spanish when pressed. She said, I'm done with English, I'm out of here, I'm a Spanish queen. The family then double-bagged the bizarre doll and placed it at the bottom of their garbage, which was taken out on garbage day. They went on a trip shortly after, but when they returned, Elsa too had come back and was waiting in the backyard of their home. I'm going to, if you're watching, I'm definitely going to continue to look at the door throughout this entire experience. This time, the family mailed Elsa to a family friend in Minnesota who taped the haunted doll to the front bumper of his truck. It doesn't seem to have made its way back to Houston yet, as per Madoni's latest February Facebook update on the creepy doll. This has to be a prank. This has to be a prank. This is a long prank. It's the showing up after going, being taken out by the trash people on garbage day for me. But I'm thinking, the only people that would be able to prank or, pull this off would be the kids, unless it's the husband. This has to be a prank. But 100%, as soon as that doll showed up for the garbage day thing, I would have smashed it. That doll would have been destroyed. I would not. Now she's living her best life on the front of a truck. Love. All right. Next one. In August, this is called A Deadly Exorcism. In August of 2016, in North London, 26-year-old Kennedy Ife, I remember reading this, I was like, Ife? Is that a name? Okay, began acting strange and aggressive following a pain in his throat. He reportedly bit his father, threatened to cut off his own penis, and complained of a python or snake inside of him before his family restrained him to a bed with cable ties and excessive force. This is back in 2016. I feel like 2016 we're a little bit past the age of restraining people. That feels very medieval. That feels like you're a witch behavior. Okay. As the BBC reported, the family then set about attempting to, quote, cure Kennedy through restraint and prayer over the next 3 days, the court was told. His brother, Colin Ife, told police, "It's clear that thing was in him, but what we believed was a demon because it was not natural. It was clearly trying to kill him," he said. "We had to restrain him for himself. It was clear if we didn't restrain him, he could have tried to harm people in our family." Possessed? ? Kenny Ife had been bound to his bed for 3 days without medical attention when his brother called emergency services. Why did the brother call emergency services? Okay, wait. So this man was 26 years old. Okay, how old was the brother? Oh, okay. Where are the parents? What the heck? Explaining that Kennedy Ife was complaining of dehydration. He appeared to have developed breathing issues and was pronounced dead at 10:17 a.m. As the Independent reported, on the same day, while police were at the house, Colin Ife allegedly carried out an attempted resurrection by chanting and praying for Ife. While the police were at the house, this man tried to do a resurrection? Who are these people? All 7 of Ife's family members were accused of manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing or allowing the death of a vulnerable adult. A post-mortem examination revealed over 60 wounds, including a possible bite on Kennedy Ife's body, and his father, Kenneth Ife, along with his 4 brothers, sustained injuries as well. Who bit him? Why is there so much biting? The BBC reported Kenneth Ife told jurors Kenneth said the father, he ordered his sons to take shift and use overwhelming force, but denied that an association with cults, occults, and secret societies played any part of the death. Doubt. Press X to doubt. After a 4-day jury deliberation, all 7 family members were cleared of charges on March 14th, 2019. That's the end of the story. Cleared of charges. They told you what they did. I hope you can't hear the sirens. Apologies. Oh, fire truck going by. I don't understand. They did that. Wait, were cleared of all charges on March 14th, 2019. And this happened in 2016. Does that mean they all went to jail? And then they were cleared? I need more details here. 60 wounds. Do you not, how do you not take this guy to the doctor? This sounds like some, schizophrenia things. This sounds like something that could have easily be prevented. I do not think these people should be walking. They are unwell. All right. Next, this is called Dead Animals in the Walls. So this family is called the Bretzuius family. Every time I see that word, I'm going to call it Brett, just to let you know. When the Brett family decided to insulate their home in Auburn, Pennsylvania in 2015, they discovered that it had already been, with scores of dead animal carcasses. As Fox reported, the dead animals were wrapped in newspapers from the 1930s and 40s. Hello, 1930s and 40s again. Them people were wildin', I'm telling you. And were among half-used spices and other items. After removing the items, they sent hundreds of artifacts and carcasses to an expert in Kutztown. The expert attributed the rotting animals in their walls to powwow, or Dutch magic, a ritual originating in the culture of the Pennsylvania Dutch to treat ailments and gain physical and spiritual protection. You put dead animals in your walls for protection? Interesting. The Pennsylvania Dutch were a group of German-speaking settlers to Pennsylvania in the 1600s and 1700s and are often of Lutheran, Mennonite, and Amish faiths. The Washington Post notes on the magic. Many of the spells deal with the care of livestock, finding water, or treatment of minor ailments, reflecting the conditions and concerns of early American settlers. But powwow also has within it a tradition of darker spells and even of such things as conjuring demons. We should go talk to Kennedy. One notable ritual in their tradition is this hex to create loyalty in a dog. To attach a dog to a person, provided nothing else was used before to affect it, try to draw some of your blood and then let the dog eat it along with his food, and he will stay with you. Pretty sure the dog is loyal because you fed him. Did we think of that? Did that run through the noggin? The mold found on the rotting carcasses in the Brett home has caused illness among the family members, and they say that the odor hasn't gone away. Disgusting. Check the door to make sure there are no demons. Nope. No. Wait, is this a YouTube video about a teacher? Oh my god, this is a YouTube video about this next one. So this is called Florida Devil Worshipping. And the headline of the YouTube video is Teacher Accused of Drawing Teens into Ritual. Not the fun bar. A not fun ritual. Okay, friends noticed that, so this is the next story. Friends noticed that Danielle Harkins, a 35-year-old school teacher near St. Petersburg, Florida, started acting strangely in June of 2012, developing an interest in demonic rituals. Soon after, she was arrested for abuse of 7 of her former students, as the Tampa Bay Times reported. Danielle Harkins told the kids they needed to rid their bodies of demons. What is up with that? What's up with the demon-ridden things? Sometimes you're hangry. What is going on with the eat a Twix? Rid their bodies of demons as the group gathered before dusk Saturday around a small fire near the St. Petersburg Pier. Okay, question number 100. Why are you with your students on a Saturday, like around a fire? Question, she said they should cut their skin and let the evil spirits out, police said she told the children. Then they needed to burn the wounds to ensure that those spirits would not return. They didn't say what age she taught? No. No. When Harkins held a lighter to one teen's hand, wind blew the flame out, police said. That prompted her to douse his hand in perfume before setting it on fire. The boy suffered second-degree burns. How old was this? Oh, it was a teen, okay. Oh my god. Another teen was cut on the neck with a broken bottle, police said. Harkins used a flame to heat a small key, which she then used to cauterize the wound. I hope this person is so deep in jail. The police were notified because a friend of one of the students who participated in the ritual raised alarms. So this is after. Like, they had already left the ritual. This is like nobody caught. Okay. However, none of the students themselves told their parents about the event and would comment following the arrest of Harkins for aggravated battery and child abuse. Investigators said they've spoken to Harkins, but she didn't spell out what type of religion would require such drastic measures. She hasn't informed us exactly what she was trying to accomplish with this. Poets of the state St. Petersburg Police Department said. Oh my gosh, I hope this person is rotting in jail. Wait, I need to watch this video.
County is facing child abuse charges tonight after police say she encouraged her students to cut each other. It was all part of a bizarre cleansing ritual. Fox 13 Steph DiPietrantonio is here now to tell us more about what was going on. Steph?
Hey there, Kelly. Danielle Harkins is in jail tonight, accused of some pretty horrific things. St. Pete police say she convinced a group of 7 former students of hers to cut their skin to let the evil spirits out, and then burn the wounds so the spirits couldn't get back into their bodies. The parents of the 7 victims, 6 boys and 1 girl, might call Danielle Harkins the face of evil. Saturday, St. Pete police say she gathered the kids in a park near the pier, built a small fire.
There was apparently some chanting and dancing around this fire that was taking place.
And then police say she encouraged them to cut each other in some sort of demonic ritual to release the evil spirits from their bodies.
They would follow that up with some sort of cauterization of the wound to keep the evil spirits from getting back into the body.
This closing of the wound was done by heating a small key. Harkins is also accused of using perfume to fuel the so-called branding of a 16-year-old boy.
They placed like a cologne or perfume on his hand and then ignited that.
Police say they're having a tough time with the interviews.
The kids that participated in this were rather loyal to her. There was a lot of reluctance in discussing some of these issues with us.
Danielle Harkins.
Harkins is charged with 1 count of child abuse, 1 count aggravated battery. You might wonder, how could this story get any creepier? But police believe there's more we don't know yet. I rang Harkins' doorbell, but no one answered. Harkins' neighbors didn't want to go on camera. They said there's not much to say. They didn't know much about her. They said she kept to herself, had 2 small children, but was struggling, going through a messy divorce.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
I'm so sorry. She has children? What?
The kids are former students of Harkins at the Lealman and Asian Neighborhood Family Center. Director Carolyn Chance showed me where Harkins worked the last 5 years.
She was a very good teacher, literacy specialist. Just recently, she started exploring religion, but I didn't know anything about demons or anything like that.
You've been in the business almost 50 years.
A long time.
You know how to read people.
I never saw this coming. Never.
Harkins is in jail on $55,000 bail. Now, we're told her 2 small children are staying with her ex-husband.
What religion were you exploring? What? Absolutely not. Also, can somebody explain to me 1 count of child abuse, 1 count of, I can't remember what the other one was. Does 1 count mean 1 person? There were definitely 6 there. What does that mean? Absolutely not. Okay. This is where I haven't read these, like, moving forward. So we're going to read them together. This is called The Death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was last seen on January 31st, 2013 in the lobby of Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She was, check the door. Here we go. She was vacationing through the West Coast, documenting the trip on her blog and checking in with her parents every day. On January 31, those calls stopped. Lam had vanished. Soon the police were involved and her parents arrived to help with the search. They had nothing. That February, LAPD released elevator surveillance footage of Lam before her disappearance. The footage, I'm checking the door again. Help? Okay. The footage shows Lam behaving strangely in the elevator, appearing to talk with invisible people, peering around the corner of the door, crouching in the corner, and opening and closing the door. But what exactly is going on in this video raises more questions than answers. Theories range from psychotic episodes to demonic possession. Why are there so many demons? To unknown assailants just out of the camera's view. I'm gonna watch this video. She's acting weird. Yeah, she, like, poked her head out of the elevator, and then, like, she's clearly, like, trying to, like, see something, and then she'll, like, run back in the elevator and, like, hide in the corner. What are you doing? She's, like, in and out of the elevator. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Around that time, hotel guests started reporting weird things happening with the Cecil Hotel water supply. As CNN reports, the shower was awful, said Sabina Baugh, who spent 8 days there during the investigation. When you turned the tap on, the water was coming black first for 2 seconds, and then it was going back to normal. The tap water tasted horrible, Baugh said. It had a very funny, sweetie, ew, disgusting taste. It was a very strange taste. I can barely describe it. Nasty. Door check. This one, for whatever reason, I think it's because it's in hotels. But for a week they never complained. We never thought anything of it. We thought it was just the way it was here. I would go to a different hotel if it was coming out black, I'm not going to lie. On the morning of February 19th, a hotel employee climbed to the roof and used a ladder to investigate the hotel's water storage tanks, okay? That's where authorities found the decomposing naked body of Lam, whose personal items were found nearby. After an autopsy, her death was labeled accidental. NBC Los Angeles reported at the time about the strange circumstances in the hotel's past. The tank has a metal latch that can be opened, but authorities said access to the roof is secured with an alarm and lock. The single-room occupancy hotel has an unusual history. Night stalker Ritual Ramirez, who was found guilty of 14 slayings in the 1980s, lived on the 14th floor for several months in 1985. Door check. Fuck this. And international serial killer Jack Unterweger is suspected of murdering 3 prostitutes during the time that he lived here in 1991. He killed himself in jail in 1994. In 1962, a female occupant jumped out of the hotel's windows, killing herself and a pedestrian on whom she Hold on, this woman jumped out of the hotel windows, killed herself, and she landed on somebody and that killed that person? What? In February 2021, a Netflix doc called Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel explored Elisa's tragic case in the history of the cursed Cecil, I still don't know, hotel. Let's never go to this place. Let's never visit this hotel again. That is so many things. Do you believe in, like, cursed? I don't even know if cursed would be the right, but, like, clearly there's a lot going on here. Do you believe places can be cursed or, like, have... I definitely, like, believe in, like, bad energy. As far as, like, the paranormal things, like, I've never really had experience with a Ouija board. That sounds a little bit gimmicky to me, but, like, I believe in mediums. I think a lot are fake, but I definitely think that we have, like, connections to the dead, or some might have a little bit more of, like, sensitivity to that. I could understand, like, bad energy sort of thing. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't go. I believe it enough to not fucking go or stay here ever. Okay. Next one. How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3. We've got several. We'll just keep going. Okay. An exorcism in Indianapolis. Sounds like a novel. Last year, the Indianapolis Star published a lengthy report on a family terrorized by 3 children allegedly possessed by demons. That's called the Terrible Twos. The account of Latoya Ammons and her family tells disturbing stories of children climbing the walls, getting thrown across rooms, and children threatening doctors in deep, unnatural voices. Door check. Okay. It would seem like something straight out of a movie, a work of fantasy, except all of these accounts were more or less corroborated with nearly 800 pages of official reports obtained by the Indianapolis Star and recounted in more than a dozen interviews with police, DCS personnel, psychologists, family members, and a Catholic priest. Well, as long as you have the Catholic priest. One of the more chilling sections of the report includes a segment about the possessed 9-year-old. According to Washington's original DCS report, an account corroborated by Walker, the nurse, the 9-year-old had a weird, quote, weird grin and walked backward up a wall to the ceiling. He then flipped over Campbell, landing on his feet. He never let go of his grandmother's hand. Honestly, I kind of need an animation of that. Another segment of the piece reads, the 12-year-old would later tell mental health professionals that she sometimes felt as if she were being choked and held down so she couldn't speak or move. She said she heard a voice say she'd never see her family again and wouldn't live another 20 minutes. Oh, And that's the end of the story. That's where they decided. That's where they decided to stop for that one. As the mom, I'd be like, yeah, really, we got some winners over here. What the fuck? Okay, Utah murder-suicide. Okay. In September of 2024, also, I thought these were gonna, I guess, like, again, I read these to see, like, what the range of scary would be. To me, these are a little bit scary, but, like, when I was reading them by myself, in my mind, silently, again, with Joseph next to me, my radar, or my, range was a little bit different being alone. So I hope that everybody's okay. Just fun check. This is our fun check. This is the Friends episode, like, before you go to bed so that you're not as scary type of thing. How is everybody doing? Think about what's your favorite makeup product right now. What do you like? What's your go-to, like, food right now? Do you have a favorite food or something that you've been craving? Let's do a little shake lax. I did an Uber Eats order before this, and we'll be chowing down on chicken salad snack. It's like a chicken salad snack box and beef jerky. Okay, let's jump in. In September of 2014, a Utah teen returned to his home to find his parents and 3 siblings dead. Oh my God, that's horrifying. In a notebook, a to-do list had been scribbled on the pages. The list looked as if his parents were readying to go on vacation. Items such as feed the pets and find someone to watch after the house were written. The Salt Lake Tribune reported. It appeared to be a murder-suicide, but there was no suicide note, no prior indication that they would do this, no explanation. Police could not figure out why 2 parents would kill themselves and 3 of their 4 children. For a year, oh my God, this one boy is just left with, and just teen, and left him, he's the only one. For a year, no one knew exactly what happened to the family or what would drive the parents to do something so unthinkable. In January, police released more chilling details in the case. According to accounts from family members and an investigation by police, the parents were driven by a belief that the apocalypse was coming and an obsession with a convicted killer. And there was no previous indication of this. Okay. As the Washington Post reported, friends and family told police that the parents were worried about the evil, quote, evil in the world. I could see that, many parents are, and wanted to escape a pending apocalypse. But most assumed they just wanted to move somewhere off the grid. Investigators also found letters written by Christy Stack to one of the state's most infamous convicted killers. Door check. Check. Okay. Dan Lafferty, who was convicted in 1984 in the 1984 fatal stabbing of his sister-in-law and her 1-year-old daughter. According to the trial ceremony, he killed the victims at the order of his brother, Ron Lafferty, who claimed to have had a revelation from God. Really? The religion and, like, demon possession things in all of these is beyond disturbing. The story became a book called Under the Banner of Heaven. I think we need to change that title. Police said Christy Stack became friends with Dan Lafferty, and she and her husband even visited him in prison. No. As a Christian myself, I would call myself a person, like, of faith, because I think, like, the term, I used to call myself religious. I think the term religious, as we can see here, kind of has some varying definitions, I guess. Grew up Christian, like, I was Methodist, or, like, some people say, like, Foursquare, whatever. I just heard some things outside. Absolutely not. Guys, these people are really giving them a bad rap, giving Christians a bad rap. You're making us look really bad, homeboy, like, to a nth degree. If we could not be an atrocious human being, that would be so greatly appreciated. And I promise to people who are not Christian, these are the outliers by a long shot. Just, we all have them. Oh my God, why are people insane? And then why do they blame it on God? What the fuck? Okay. The phone stalker. Okay, this is going to be our last one. In 2007, ABC News documented a series of cell phone calls to families with terrifying, specific death threats. The unidentified callers knew exactly what families were doing and what they were wearing. The families say the calls come in at all hours of the night, threatening to kill their children, their pets, and grandparents. Voicemails arrive playing recordings of their private conversations, including one with a local police detective. Nope, door check. The caller knows, the family said, what they're wearing and what they're doing, and after months of investigating, the police seem powerless to stop them. This went on with that is a name, Kourtney. I'm going to do that. Kourtney family for months. We'll say the K family. K family for months, who reported a caller with a scratchy voice threatening to slit their throats. When the Firecrest, Washington police tried to find the culprit, the calls were traced back to the K. Oh, the K's, the Kuykendalls? The K family's own phones, even when they were turned off. It got worse. The K family and 2 other Firecrest families told ABC News that they believe the callers were using their cell phones to spy on them. They say the hackers know their every move, where they are, what they're doing, and what they're wearing. The callers have recorded private conversations, the families and police said, including a meeting with a local detective. Yes, we already know that. That is literally the end. That's the end of that story. I don't think we can end on that. We're going to the next one. That's creepy as fuck. The Watcher. Okay. After moving into their $1.3 million home, love that for you, a New Jersey family started receiving creepy death threats from someone who identifies themselves as the Watcher. As CBS News reported earlier this year, since moving in, the owners said they have received numerous letters from the mysterious person. The Watcher claimed the home has been the subject of my family for decades, and, quote, I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. Oh, God, Castro reported. The new owners have several children, and other letters asked, have they found out what's in the walls yet? And, I am pleased to know your names now and the name of the young blood you have brought to me. The family was forced to flee from their home and later filed a lawsuit against the previous donors. Oh, that scared me. It was literally the air conditioning. Well, this has been a wonderful experience, ? I'm just literally gonna close the tab. Oh, Sarah, why did you do this? I'm gonna be, I have to get ready in this hotel room by myself. Are you fucking kidding? Okay, everything's fine. Shake it. I'm gonna be listening to 1989. Also, I was listening to, I think this might be my least favorite album. Don't come for me. Hold on. I like what's my favorite song? I was sending Sarah a text message. Okay, let's see. What's my favorite song? I Know Places. Door check, help. I like I Know Places, but the other ones, like the beginning of the album, the first several songs, it's very classic poppy for me. Not my fave, but I still really like it, so I'm gonna be going through the albums. I'm also, this kind of reminded me, that last one reminded me of, I'm reading, based on recommendations, The Haunting of Adeline, Hunting Adeline, I think. So far, like, I'm all for the morally gray male character. This is whack. Not a fan. And I'm not a fan of, like, mysteries either, so I'm hoping that this gets better. I will finish the book because I have one of those things. I'm still working on it. I realize, like, if you start a book you don't like it, like, you can move to the next one, but I have some weird thing where, like, I have to finish. I don't know. This reminds me of that. Probably not going to be able to pick it up for a couple days, though. So sorry if you were a little bit frightened by this. Oh, well, it's a Halloween thing. That's kind of the point. I'm going to go get ready for the wedding and hopefully never think about this again. I think let's submit ideas for next year of, like, Halloween things that we could do that would be, like, not as scary, something that's more fun. Let's do let me do something fun, something that has to do with, like, candy or, like, best characters or, like, I don't know, something that isn't scary. I thought that this would be, like, a nice happy medium, more of, like, a historic like walking through history type of thing. It's not. No, this feels, I'm feeling oogly boogly, not loving it. I hope that you were entertained, though. You also might be listening and being like, Sarah, you're such a baby. And to that I say, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Anyways, I hope you have a fabulous week. I hope that you had a fabulous Halloween weekend. I hope you're celebrating Halloween. If you're listening to this on the Monday that comes out tomorrow. And I love you so very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!